Yeah, it's 6 p.m. We'll call the City of Keene Planning and Zoning Commission to order at 6 p.m. Looks like everybody's present. So we have a quorum. And this time, if we could rise for the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. Most Heavenly Father, we ask your blessings on this meeting tonight, that we be in accordance with your will and in service to the citizens of Keene, Texas. For this we ask in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, it is nice to have a full seats, all the seats filled today. I briefly got to at least see our two newest appointees at the council meeting on Thursday, so that's good that they've been sworn in already. Other than that, I have no remarks. If City Administration and Jonathan or Don have anything they'd like to add?
Sure. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for showing up. Welcome our two new members. Appreciate you giving us a shot and helping out the city. We'll do our best to entertain you. It was a pretty good weekend with the Christmas market. Thanks, Carrie and Holly and everybody else that put a lot of hard work into that. It went pretty well. The parade went pretty well. I don't think anybody died, so that's good. Yeah, fireworks went off okay. Scared a few people, but other than that, we did good. As far as development goes, things are still moving along, and I don't remember if Jonathan mentioned anything about the industrial park.
Yeah, so I'm not sure because it was still kind of almost there, but we have began talks to negotiate the deal for 60 acres in the industrial park. So there is a manufacturing company that'll bring, when it's all said and done, initially out the gate around 80 jobs, but when it's all said and done, around 180 jobs and good paying jobs to this community. So that'll generate jobs, revenue, sales tax, and it will get our industrial park close to getting filled out. So we've been meeting to work on the infrastructure for that so that we can work that into the deal with them, but they're super excited to come. The CEO comes from a small town, really didn't want to go to Fort Worth, and so he's glad he's here because he knows that this opportunity is something that will change the lives for the betterment of small communities. So, so more to come on that.
Good, thank you. Okay, do we have any yellow cards from persons wishing to speak? Okay, if there is no one interested in making any comments at this time, we'll move on into our public hearing. We're holding a public hearing to hear citizens' comments and hold a discussion to consider an amendment to the Planned Development District PD Ordinance 2023-665 for Sunset Ridge Development regarding masonry requirements. And after the public hearing, the Planning and Zoning Commission may discuss and take action on the item. So at this time, it's 6:05 p.m. We will begin the public hearing. Is there anybody that would like to speak to this issue or provide background?
Sure, I'll give you a little bit of background on it. We've been working with MKP Development. I want to call him Clint Black again. is here from MKP Development. And, you know, we did the agreement, I believe, in 2023, I think it was. And then it's been built out, phase one. Another company that was supposed to build kind of backed out of the deal due to current conditions in the market. Another developer or a builder wants to come in, but they asked about the hardy plank siding. And in the actual PD ordinance, and I did give you a copy of what our attorney had sent just recently, last week, I believe, kind of like her opinion on the whole thing. So, because it wasn't clearly spelled out what masonry is in the actual PD ordinance, it just said 80% masonry. And then when the law changed saying that you can't tell people what they can do as long as it's an approved from the building code, then they can use it. So, let's see, she wrote in here, the PD ordinance states as follows: exterior masonry requirements, all residential structures shall be constructed with a minimum of 80% masonry, with the remaining non-masonry building material consisting of fire-resistant material to be approved by the city. There is no definition of masonry in the PD ordinance, so it's logical that the definition is the one in the city ordinance, which states you can't use fiber-reinforced cementitious boards, but that was done 2000, does she have that in there? I don't remember.
It's been a while.
Unless it's changed, it was done when I was still on the council, so.
I want to say it was 11.
She's saying that this 2023 language was premised on the 2010 ordinance the city passed regarding building materials.
There you go,
Okay.
thank you. So, according to the Hardy website, Hardy siding is made of fiber cementitious board, which is made of a few simple ingredients: sand, water, cellulose fibers, Portland cement, which is a mixture of limestone, clay, and gypsum. Hardy's formulation includes proprietary, we don't need to go into that. Both P&Z Commission and City Council have very little to do other than to revise the PD ordinance so that it does not violate the dictate of Texas Local Government Code 3000.002 as written. It violates the government code. Then it kind of goes into kind of how we got here and all that, so.
And just to bring Stephanie and Carter up to speed, we kind of showed pictures at the last meeting.
We have
And-
those as well.
Oh, we have them again? Okay, good. So just so you can kind of see, and the thing that I brought up last time is that I like it just because the other developments are all kind of brick and rock. And this kind of gives a different, a community, it gives it just a different look, more of a farmhouse look. And I did go look at one of the locations in Granbury, and I think they look, I like it. It gives, more options to people that want to join our community. So just so you're up to speed. Yes.
So that's kind of where we are.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I know the 86th legislature back in 2019 adopted the House and Senate Bill 2439, I think it was known as, to create this Texas Government Code Section 3000-002. So if there's anybody else that wants to speak to it, or pretty much requires that the city permit any building materials within the last three codes of the International Building Codes, so that pretty much spells it out. And I'm guessing most of it will be that cementitious board that James Hardy and I guess possibly others make. Obviously, it's not as, well, I hate to say it's as durable, but I know there's a structure behind City Hall that burned, and the stone walls are still there, but everything else is gone, so it'll be up to the people building and the people buying, you know, whatever the market will bear, so, that will be the determining factor, most likely. All right, if there's no other comments, anybody have any other comments? Okay, all right. So, are we determining a definition, or are we using a definition that the state provides, or?
Well, first you need to close the public hearing if there's
Okay,
nothing else, nobody else
All right.
wants to speak to it.
all right. All right, if there's no other comments, close the meeting on the public hearing meeting at 6:11 PM, or, yeah, PM. Okay, it's open for discussion.
So what I'm reading is basically the attorney just says we need to just, they say it's a city council decision, really a non-decision due to the section that you mentioned, 3000.002, preempting the city from mandating a % of masonry requirement. It should be revised to exterior construction requirements. It should simply state what materials the new builder wants to use. That's the attorney's recommendation.
Okay.
Does that sound okay to you,
All right.
sir?
I'd sure like to see some houses going up in your development.
So it,
Does anybody
Is
have any
there a-
concerns or, sorry?
is there a motion that needs to be made, or do we just? Do we need to make a motion to adopt this, what the city attorney provided, or?
I would, yeah, try to keep it simple. A motion to recommend that the city council change, where is that? Yeah, it should be, you know, the city council change it, the exterior construction requirements should simply state what material instead of saying 80% material or masonry. If that makes sense.
Okay. So, basically, we're looking for a motion to revise, ordinance 2023-665, specifically section 1.10, to be defined as exterior construction requirements. Does that make sense?
Yes, and then hardy plank, is that what they're gonna call it, hardy board, or? Yeah, hardy plank. Hardy
Okay.
plank board would be an acceptable.
Okay, so, so if there's a motion to revise ordinance 2023-665, specifically section 110, to read exterior construction requirements, consisting of hardy board, I'll entertain it at this time.
I'd make a motion that we include hardy board in the ordinance 2023-665. Where did you see the section? Sorry.
Second page on the attorney's brief. Bottom
Oh,
paragraph.
on 1.10, section 1.10, to include hardy siding.
Okay. Is there a second?
I think that's acceptable.
I'll second.
Okay.
Good job, Gilbert. I'm proud of you.
All right, a motion has been made by Gilbert Perez and seconded by Chris Rhodes to amend the ordinance 2023-665, section 1.10, to include exterior construction requirements similar to or equal to hardy board. Okay. All those in favor, please raise your hand. There's no opposition, so the motion passes. Okay. All right. Next item on the agenda is to review minutes from the November 21st meeting. Yes, sir. Typically, if you weren't at the meeting, it's a little difficult to verify the minutes, but those that were present, if there aren't any issues with the minutes as presented, I'll accept a motion to accept them.
I'll make a motion for Gilbert to make a motion. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I make a motion to move the minutes of the regularly scheduled Planning and Zoning Commission meeting held on November 21st, 2025, to be approved as presented.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Motion's been made by Chris Rhodes and seconded by Gilbert Perez to accept the minutes of the regularly scheduled Planning and Zoning Commission meeting held on November 21st, 2025, as presented. All those in favor, raise your hands. Okay, motion passes 5-4. Okay, that says 6B would be receive an update from staff on the Resilient Communities Program grant. Is there anything?
This won't take too long. This is, like I said, just an update. So we need to set, so the grant administrator, we still need to set with Thanksgiving and everything. We just haven't been able to, but we need to set up a kickoff meeting, which will outline kind of the objectives and, you know, how we're going to award and what areas do we need to get bids and who are we going to get to help us, you know, outline and get everything, you know, the scope of this. So really the only update is I still need to have a kickoff meeting.
Is that a workshop or town hall or?
Well, initially it'll just be with the grant administrator that kind of outline how these typically go. You know, we would like to, you know, potentially form, you know, there's been talk of having a committee and all those things, but anyway, so until I have that meeting with him, I've never done anything like this before, so, and like I said, the holidays and just everything has been going on has just kind of slowed it up a little bit, so that's on me, but.
And this is like the 250-something thousand?
Yeah, $250,000 grant that has no match, and the goal when this grant is over is to have complete updated maps on where all utilities are, where everything is under the ground. They do street studies, migration studies, so that instead of it just, you know, complaining about 4th Street, they give us an actual, you know, this is all the way, the rating of all the different roads, and this is based upon where, you know, people are moving and everything else. These are the roads that need to be addressed first, and so it actually gives us an outline as to, you know, what we need to fix first, you know, rather than, you know, just going off of what social media says. So, yeah,
Okay.
It'll actually give us an actual outline.
Okay. All right, well, very good. All right, there's no need for an executive session. We can skip number 7, number 8, and number 9 is requests for future agenda items. I know our two newest members will, I don't know what we have in the way of a workbook or workshop that we could provide them, but if that's something that we need to look into, I guess we can put it on a future agenda.
Quick question. Are we working on an update to that section 154.40 to change that to come into compliance for our code book? To get rid of the exterior requirements?
Yeah, we're actually, excuse me, working on a lot of our ordinances. Things have changed. Yes, it's still in the infancy stage though, but our attorneys will help us kind of draft that out with the new language. But yes, there's a lot that needs to be done. And if you have any more, shoot me an email and I will add it to our list.
Can I go on record and say I'd like to keep the speed bumps on 4th Street for the safety of the children that walk down that?
Well, as far as that goes, we do, B-board, right? We need one more public hearing for that, sidewalks? Yeah.
I meant on my end of 4th Street, because if you go down there, there's lots of marks where the cars hit it. Slows them down real good.
Yeah.
I hear it every day. You can hear it. I'm sitting in my office and you can hear it wham hit the bottom. And I'm like, there goes another one.
And, the majority of that street is only 20 miles an hour during school anyway, so, but,
It doesn't stop people.
which is a good speed in my opinion.
It
I
doesn't
think
stop people.
25 is like max in the neighborhoods, but unfortunately ours is 30.
It doesn't stop people from going fast.
No, it doesn't.
That is a 4th Street. I'm just like, I'm waiting for the day. When they walk across my yard, that's fine.
But B-Board did approve $200,000 for more sidewalks. I'd have to go back and look at my notes on what area they kind of wanted. I know some of it was to continue up 4th Street, some, at least to South College for now. And then the rest was down Eastern to Pecan and,
Yeah, building out from the schools,
yeah.
continuing to build out from the school locations.
How much sidewalk is that getting? 100 feet?
It's probably $20,000 to $30,000 for a small block if it's relatively flat and there's not a lot of trees and, not a lot of elevation changes and things like that. So that's kind of the challenges with that, because there's some areas that need it more, but there's utility poles and trees that are 100 years old and some of the lots sit lower than the street, some of the lots sit a lot higher than the street, so there need to be retaining walls and, so those would eat up the money quick, so that's why we kind of came to them with what we thought was the most economical and get us the most linear footage for our buck.
Okay.
Anything else you can think of?
No?
All righty. All right, well, if there's no other.
Think about it, though. You can always, if you think of something, email us. We'll add it.
Okay. If there's no other discussion, I guess we can adjourn the meeting. It's time is 6:25 p.m.